Very good information there, Rich. And you're absolutely right on the screw eye going into the tree. That's just like a splinter as far as the tree is concerned, like a splinter in your finger. I have successfully wrapped wire around a medium-sized branch of a tree with the rubber underneath was literally a piece of automobile tire that I cut up with tin snips. A very rugged piece of rubber with the tread of the rubber toward the bark and the wire sitting on top of the what really was the inner lining, so to speak, of the automobile tire. And I made the loop around the tree large enough, teardrop-shaped loop, so that the tree branch could grow twice as much in diameter, and the play in the wire and the amount of rubber all had compliance. So I've done it both ways. I've done it that way with compliance over the bark, and it's got to be more than just a piece of rubber hose. It's got to be something a little bit more substantial. As I said, I used a piece of old automobile tire, full-size tire from an automobile, where the tread was getting quite low, and that's the reason why I had abandoned that tire. And I've also put screw eyes in the trees. Let me drop it. And the screw eyes held up a KU band dish that worked very well for at least 5 years. And then I had a mechanical failure of the dish itself, not the attachment to the tree. And the bark grew up quite a few more threads on that screw eye. It was a long screw eye, and the bark expanded itself quite a few more threads, but it didn't get up as far as the eye itself. Although I've got to now go out there and re-inspect that one. For all I know, that particular screw eye has completely disappeared. That's a fairly large maple tree, I think it is. So it can be done. Now, this messenger cable you mentioned, the messenger cable went from where to support the dipole. Give us a few words on that one, Dick. That sounds like you've got another interesting breakthrough there. K2UPS in Pennsylvania, mobile. K2LIW in the TechNet. Comment? I'll get you right after Rich. Go ahead, Rich.
Okay, Dick, thank you. It's K2UPS mobile. The messenger line would use to support the weight. You would instead of attaching the antenna between the two trees, you attach the strongest, like Dacron or good UV and weather-resistant rope that you can get, or cord, and use that to run between the trees, and then you suspend the antenna from that line. So the line is taking up the tension from the ends of the support, and the antenna is basically just holding itself up. It's not trying to hold the trees back. And another thing, I had mentioned this a couple of weeks ago when he came on talking about what type of antenna he has, especially considering the finances, would be a W3 EDP, Echo Delta Papa. It's basically just an inverted L, FZ ZEP, it's an inverted L. You really only have to support the far end of it, as the first end of it is supported by the peak of the house, and then it's just the far end you have to worry about, and it's like 67 feet away. So I think that would be an option you should still consider. Back to that.
You know, that messenger line technique, that's got a lot going for it. If you choose the right kind of rope that's got a lot of stretch, nylon rope, for instance, and so the nylon rope runs between tree 1 and tree number 2, and the nylon rope with all of its stretch, that's the springiness that keeps the tree happy, the two trees that sway together.